Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of my video covering PTSD. I want to cover how we, as veterans in the wider community, can help those suffering. Helping veterans with PTSD involves a comprehensive approach that addresses their unique needs and challenges. Here are some ways to support veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. But, before we look at these, I want to look back to part 1, where I briefly explained about the symptoms of PTSD and that they generally fall into 4 categories. One of those was avoidance, and I want to use a case study to highlight this. It is from August 1943, but I will let Suzy explain this better.
Thank you, Axel, for giving me the opportunity to talk on this subject, and to share with you all a story about my father, a rear gunner and a Lancaster bomber during the Second World War. My father enlisted into the Royal Air Force on the 27th of December 1940, but it was a letter that my grandmother received dated the 15th of August 1943 informing her that Sergeant Patrick Bussell, her son, did not return from air operations on the night of 10th and the 11th of August 1943. This was a raid on Nuremberg, and the letter stated that they had to admit he was missing in action and he may now be a prisoner of war. It, however, transpired that my father was indeed captured and was a prisoner of war. The Royal Air Force stated that my father and the crew had completed 10 very successful operations against the enemy, which done so much to bringing the war to an end.
Suzy, thank you for sharing this about your dad. Growing up, did he often speak about his time as a prisoner of war? And the trauma he must have gone through?
I don't recall him talking about it. But in these modern times there is more understanding of these traumatic events and how we all can support those suffering as a result. I know my dad must have suffered during this period of his life and beyond.
Traumatic events like this shape our future, and your dad must have been through so much. It's so hard to comprehend, but it makes me wonder about how we can support those who have been through military and combat trauma. Here are some things to consider.
We should think about creating safe spaces. These foster an environment where veterans feel comfortable discussing their experiences and emotions without judgment. This could be through support groups or peer-to-peer networks. This is what the North Essex Veterans Support Group are achieving. They want to lead the way and offer the best network available to our veterans.
How about if we were to promote education within the veterans community and their families about PTSD, its symptoms, and available treatment options? This would help reduce the stigma and increase understanding. We could expand this to the wider community.
Thinking back to avoidance symptoms, remember that individuals with PTSD might avoid situations, places, people, or activities that remind them of the traumatic event. They may also avoid talking about the event or their feelings related to it. However, by creating a stronger support network, just like our monthly Veterans Breakfast in Manningtree, we create that safe space where our veterans can feel at ease.
So, the best possible start has already happened in the journey of supporting our veteran community. A safe place where monthly we can get together. But this is only the start.
So here are some specific ways to help veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder. Firstly, be a supportive listener. Let them share their experiences and emotions without judgment. Validate their feelings and let them know you're there for them.
Okay, let us see what supportive listening means. This is something to consider. When listening to a veteran, pay full attention when they are speaking. Maintain eye contact, nod, and use verbal cues like I see, I understand, or tell me more. Now, if you were to put yourself in their shoes and try to understand their perspective, imagine how you would feel if you were in their situation. This is also a show of empathy too.
By validating their feelings, we can use the following statements as an example. Your feelings make sense. I appreciate you sharing this with me, or it's natural to have these emotions in this situation. However, I would avoid saying things like I know exactly how you feel, or comparing their situation to someone else's. Everyone's experiences are unique. They need you to listen and validate their feelings. So supportive or active listening and validating their feelings can be a powerful support tool.
Remember, validating someone's feelings is not about trying to fix their problems, but about creating a safe space where they feel heard and understood. It can greatly strengthen your relationships and help the veteran feel valued and supported.
There is so much, Axel, and I want to share with you about supporting our veterans, and in particular those who have been through or are going through trauma.
In part 3, Suzy and I will chat about the following: encouraging treatment, providing stability, being patient.
We will also look at avoiding comparisons, respecting emotions, helping with daily tasks, and watching out for signs of crisis.
As your group welfare officer, I want to say that these short videos are made with my best intentions. They are not designed to cause stress or hurt, merely designed to offer some guidance and support. Thank you for watching part 2, Suzy, and I hope you tune into part 3. But for now, look up the North Essex Veterans Support Group on Facebook and join our community. Also, please subscribe to our education, welfare and support channel on YouTube. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and we look forward to growing this group.